video, we are going to look at the May-June 2024 Paper 1 exam for English A. Alright, so the first section, instructions, are each sentence in this section has one underlined word. Choose from the 4 suggested answers the word which is nearly opposite in meaning to the underlined word. Number 1. Many teenagers and even some parents do not agree with the amount of restrictiveness in today's society. The answer to this is permissiveness. Number 2. Constructive criticism is neither appreciated nor encouraged by some of our peers. The answer is C. Valuable. We also have a document with all of our answers here. 3. The affluence displayed in the community on the hill indicated a significant difference in economic status compared with dwellers in the city. The answer is C. Poverty. Number 4. The barren land was a result of agricultural practices. The answer is B. Fertile. Number 5. They always displayed a lackadaisical approach to their studies, so no one was surprised at the results. The answer is C. Diligent. So this entire section was about words opposite in meaning or antonyms. Next section. Select the option A, B, C, or D that best describes each of these sentences and mark your answer, your choice on the answer sheet. So you still have the options A, B, C, or D, but they are all listed at the top of the page. So you need to read every sentence and refer back to the A, B, C, or D at the top and see which one is your sentence. Number 6 goes, he advanced a step or two to meet his attacker who became alarmed and retreated back. So retreated back is actually redundant, as retreated already means to go back. So it's as if you're saying to go back. So number 6 will be A. 7. Her friend told her to look for the good in the situation as every cloud has a silver lining. 7. The answer is B. Contains cliches or misused metaphors. Silver lining. 8. She had adequate time to prepare for the interview. Our answer for this is C. Sorry, not C. It is D. The answer is clear and there is no errors in it. Number 9. When the clerk raised his voice in protest, his boss asked him to hold his tongue since empty vessels made the most noise and are often thrown in the den to be eaten by the sharks. Sorry, to be eaten by the lions. So this one will be B. A lot of misused metaphors and cliches there. Number 10. If I was the captain of the West Indies cricket team, I will attack the batsmen with my fast bowlers. The answer to this one is C. Whenever you have the phrase, if I was, it should always be, if I were. Next section. Some of the following sentences are unacceptable because of inappropriate grammar, idiom, punctuation, or spelling. Some sentences are acceptable as they stand. No sentence contains more than one inappropriate element. Select the one underlined part of that you feel is inappropriate and choose the corresponding letter. If the sentence is acceptable as it stands, just choose D. Right, so the first one, 11. The novice climber called out to my partner and me for assistance as she struggled up the slope. The answer is D. There is no error in number 11. People might think the answer would be B, and you might think it should be partner and I, but actually the word me is an object pronoun, and in this context here, it is the object of the sentence. It is not in the subject. If it were in the subject, then it would be partner and I, but the subject is the novice, and we know that this is the subject, the novice climber, because that is the person doing the action, and the action in the sentence is call out. So who is doing the calling out? The novice climber. So that's how we know novice climber is the subject. Who is being called out? Partner and me. So we are receiving the action. And if we are receiving the action, it means we are the object of the sentence. So we do not need subject pronouns, we need object pronouns. That is why everything is correct in the sentence. Number 12. Neither the books nor the pen are affordable on my meager budget. The answer should be A. Whenever you have neither nor, you always choose whichever one of the whichever part of the subject, whichever part of the phrase is closer to the verb. And as this one is pen and it's a singular, we will go with a singular subject, a singular verb, which should be is. So it should be neither the pen nor the book, neither the books nor the pen is affordable. 13. The earthquake in Haiti destroyed many buildings, devastating the population, and was a catalyst for other disasters. It should be A. There should not be any comma there. Right? It should just be a straight sentence. The earthquake in Haiti destroyed many buildings. Then you have a comma and then devastated and so on. So the answer is A. No comma after Haiti. He is full of venom since the war took a great toll on him. B as well. There should be no comma after war. Number 15. I decided to eat the hamburger before class, though I was already late. However, I was ravenous. Number 15, the answer is C. So, you don't really use however there. The word though and C already mean similar things, so using them is kind of contradictory. So, I decided to eat the hamburger before class, although I was already late. I was ravenous. Next section. Revise each of the following sentences according to the directions that follow it. Do not change the meaning of the original sentence. Look at the options A to D for the word or phrase that best suits the revised sentence, and mark your choice on the answer sheet. Okay, in this section, they give you an original sentence, then they want you to change that sentence in some way. They basically want you to paraphrase it. But they're giving you some ideas or some instructions on how to paraphrase it. They're telling you how to begin your sentence. When you change the sentence or when you paraphrase it and begin it in the way that they want you to begin it, something about the sentence will change. The change will be either A, B, C, or D. So you need to formulate your sentence first and then choose your answer. So, for example, the first one is 16. I would have considered going to the picnic had I heard of it earlier. I would have considered going to the picnic had I heard of it earlier. We now need to begin the sentence with since I did not know. We have since I did not know I could attend the picnic. Since I did not know about the picnic, I could not attend it. That seems like what it should be. 17. The kitten, frightened by the thunder, cowered under the sofa. We must now begin this sentence with the thunder frightened the kitten. So, the thunder frightened the kitten, so it cowered under the sofa. 17, we have B. Correct. 18. The cricket match ended abruptly when many of the spectators stormed the field. Many of the spectators stormed the field, so the match ended abruptly, or so the match ended up early. 19. These students are hardworking as well as respectful. Begin the sentence with not only. Not only are these students hardworking, but they are also respectful. Right, D. 20. People from crowded nations cannot get over the accessibility of Canada's natural environment in all its magnificence. So it is impossible for people from crowded nations to get over Canada's natural environment. B. So the answers once again for this section, 16 is A, 17 is B, 18 is A, 19 is D, and 20 is B. Next section. Each of the sentences in this section has one underlined word. Choose from the 4 options the word which is nearest in meaning to the underlined word. It was impossible to rectify the error made by the computer since inaccurate information had been fed into it. A. Fix. 22. The flowers grew profusely in the garden. The answer is C. Plentifully. 23. The news story revealed the squalor of the old prison cells. D. Filthiness. 24. The gregarious young man was involved in numerous groups on campus and also enjoyed spending time with his large group of friends. Our answer for number 24 is B, meaning to be sociable. 25. Bushfires are prevalent during the dry season, but the current drought has made the situation worse. Prevalent means frequent, so the answer is A. If you want access to our document with all of our answers for all the multiple choice papers, you can send us a message at 313-4378. To our daughter leaving home. So now we are getting into the comprehension section of the paper. So this is a poem. It goes to A Daughter Leaving Home by Linda Paston. When I taught you at 8 to ride a bicycle, lopping along beside you as you wobbled away on 2 round wheels, my own mouth rounding in surprise when you pulled ahead down the carved path to the park. I kept waiting for the thud of your crash as I sprinted to catch up, while you grew smaller, more breakable with distance, pumping for your life, screaming with laughter, the hair flapping behind you like a handkerchief waving goodbye. Alright, so the speaker in the poem is most likely what? A parent. 27. Why does the speaker compare the daughter leaving home to her learning to ride a bicycle? The answer for number 27 is D. All of the above. The daughter needs support in both activities. The person remembers the child's courage and enjoyment. The person thinks learning to ride a bicycle is hard, as is life. Correct. 28. The speaker's mouth is rounding in surprise because the what? D. The daughter pulls away from the person's protective hold and rides ahead. Yes, correct. 29. What device is used in lines 13 to 12 for the thud of your crash as I sprinted to catch up? Onomatopoeia. Third is onomatopoeia because it tells us the sound. 30. The words breakable with distance indicates the speaker's what? D. Anxiety that the girl cannot be protected when she's away from home. 31. Pumping for your life indicates that the girl's well-being is compromised. Person fears that the girl will fall. Girl is willing to exert herself to succeed. Person thinks the girl is too young to be on her own. The answer is C. The girl is willing to exert herself to succeed. 32. What literary device is used in the last 4 lines of the poem? The hair flapping behind you like a handkerchief waving goodbye. Simile. When you have like or as, it is a simile. The word number 33, the word goodbye, stands alone in the last line of the poem to represent the speaker's understanding that he or she has to let go. That's the answer, C. Now the next one is a story. Yeah. Well, it's a little bit of a narrative piece. So she had always been a small woman Short, light-boned, delicately structured, but now under the white hospital sheet, she was becoming tiny. I thought of a dolly with huge fierce eyes. There had always been a fierceness in her. It showed in that angry, challenging thrust of the chin when she issued an opinion, and a great one she had always been for issuing opinions. I tell people exactly what's on my mind. She had been fond of boasting. I tell them what I think, whether they like it or not. Often they had not liked it. She could be sarcastic to people in whom she detected evidence of the ignoramus or the fool. It's not always a good policy to tell people exactly what's on your mind, I used to caution her. If they don't like it, that's too bad, was her customary reply, because that's the way I am. And so she was, a formidable woman, determined to speak her mind, determined to bend those who opposed her. In that time when I had known her best, my mother had hurled herself at life with chin thrust forward, eyes blazing, and an energy that made her seem always on the run. She ran after squawking chickens, a knife in her hand, determined on beheading that would put dinner in the pot. She ran when she made the beds, ran when she set the table. One Thanksgiving she burned herself badly when running up from the cellar oven with the ceremonial turkey. She tripped on the stairs and tumbled back down, ending on the bottom in the debris of giblets, hot gravy, and battered turkey. Life was combat, and victory was not for the lazy, the timid, the slugabed, the drugstore cowboy, the mush-mouth, afraid to tell people exactly what was on their mind, whether people liked it or not. She ran, but now her running was over. Okay, so let's look at our questions. 34. The mother's thrust of the chin is done in defiance. The answer for number 34 is defiance. C. 35. The son cautioned his mother about telling people exactly what she thought because he thought others would be offended. B. 36. Why does the writer choose the expression a formidable woman to describe the mother? B. D. He emphasizes her strength, which he finds admirable. 37. What does "in that time when I had known her best" say about the mother-son relationship? A. They had grown apart. Number 38. What literary device is used in lines 12 to 13? My mother had hurled herself at life. B. Imagery. 39. The behaviors the mother finds contemptible include timidity, laziness, cowardice, all three of them. The answer is D. 40. The incident attack is given shows the mother's attitude to be one of determination. D. 41. The final sentence of the extract implies that the mother has lost her physical strength. B. Now we have another thing to read. If you're a man, at some point a woman will ask you how she looks. You must be careful how you answer the question. The best technique is to form an honest yet sensitive opinion, then collapse on the floor with some kind of fatal seizure. Trust me, this is the easiest way out, because you will never come up with the right answer. The problem is that women generally do not think of their looks in the same way that men do. Most men form an opinion of how they look by age 15 and they stick to it for the rest of their lives. Some men form an opinion that they are irresistible, and they do not change this opinion even when their faces sag and their noses bloat to the size of eggplants. Most men, I believe, think of themselves as average looking. Men will think this even if their faces cause heart failure in cattle at a range of 300 meters. Being average does not bother them. Average is fine for men. Their primary form of beauty care is to shave themselves, which is essentially the same form of beauty care that they give to their lawns. If at the end of this 4-minute daily beauty regimen, a man has managed to wipe most of the shaving cream out of his hair and is not bleeding too badly, he feels he has done all he can. So he stops thinking about his appearance and devotes his mind to more critical issues, such as the World Cup. Women do not look at themselves this way. If I had to express in 3 words what I believe women would think about their appearance, those words would be not good enough. No matter how attractive a woman may appear to be to others, when she looks at herself in the mirror, she thinks, woof. She thinks that at any moment a municipal officer is going to throw a net over her and haul her off to the shelter. Why do women have such low self-esteem? There are many complex psychological and societal reasons. Women grow up thinking that they need to look like Barbie, which for most women is impossible. Although there is a multi-billion-dollar industry devoted to convincing women that they must try. Getting back to my original point, if you're a man and a woman asks you how she looks, you're in big trouble. Obviously, you can't say she looks bad. But you can't say she looks great because she'll think you're lying. Furthermore, she suspects that you're not qualified to judge anybody's appearance. This is because you have shaving cream in your hair. That was a nice extract to read. It's one of the more upbeat and fun ones that they ever brought. 42. The main idea of the extract is that men and women have different ideas of beauty and what is acceptable. 43. According to the author, women's self-esteem is eroded by we have all 3 of them. Okay. So, the cosmetics and fashion industry, their own unquestioning acceptance of societal norms, those whose proportions do not match the average woman's. 44. The writer believes that most men are free from the self-esteem problem women face because men are perfectly fine with being average looking. 45. According to the extract, why is man's beauty regimen so comparatively simple? Our answer for 45 is A. It is very low on his list of priorities. Number 46. The language of the extract is informal with personal interjections because the author wants to create rapport with his audience. B. Our next extract to read. This is an open request to try to find who is the brain behind traffic management in Paolo. Does anybody know? I have tried traffic branch, not them. Highways, not them. Planning and development, not them. In fact, nobody wants to take responsibility for certain decisions and the mess that results. For example, Mission Road was made one way, north to south. Great idea, it worked, no traffic jams. In fact, many people were charged for going the wrong way up a one-way street. Then the stop signs at the corner for a few weeks. Then they changed it back. Nobody knows why. But the best is Celestial Road in St. John, which is Wrecker Heaven. Somebody made this road, which apart from the Broadway is the widest street in Paolo. A no parking street. Either side, anytime, and the wrecker is profiting from this. There are 4 major office buildings on this road, all of which provide underground parking for staff. So some, usually the lower paid, have to park elsewhere, and these are the persons whose cars the wrecker is taking away all day, every day. Again, the small man suffers. Oh, and there is an exception. If you have a Canadian High Commission sticker, you can park and the wrecker will not touch your diplomatic car. Maybe we can all become diplomats. Then again, the 2 narrowest streets in Paolo allow parking. Try the Lino Street off Abbey Lane. You can hardly pass. Who is the brain behind this mess? It seems the more cars we put on the road, the less parking somebody wants to allow. Who is this brain? No doubt a small man with a big car who has no name. Okay, let's look at the questions. 47. The writer's use of the word brain is meant to do what? Make fun of the poor decisions. 48. When the writer repeats not them in paragraph 1, he implies that no one wants to accept responsibility for the traffic situation. 49. Stoke Street, Celestial Road, and the Lino Street can best be considered as examples to support the writer's case. 50. The writer's tone can be described as sarcastic. C. The last sentence of the extract is similar to paragraph 5 because both of them do what? Our answers we have B. They both express disgust here. 52. The author of the extract is most likely a motorist. 53. Again, the small man suffers implies that the small man is often disadvantaged. 54. The letter was most likely published in a newspaper. Now, energy efficiency tips. This particular advertisement you will see in many papers. Okay, keep fixtures and bulbs clean so it can absorb as much as 50% of light. Turn off the lights when leaving a room, even if it's only for a few minutes. It's just a myth that it takes more energy to turn a light on than to leave it off. To turn a light on than to leave it on. Use motion sensors for outdoor lights. They're a good security measure and don't waste energy. Use lower wattage bulbs. Your light may be brighter than you need. Purchase lamps with dimmer switches, as you can't lower the settings when less light is required. Place floor or table lamps in a corner. This allows light to reflect from the walls, making the room brighter without turning on more lights. Use fluorescent lights instead of incandescent lights. Compact fluorescent lights use up to 75% less energy than incandescent lights for the same amount of light and last up to 10 times longer. 55. The main purpose of the advertisement is to encourage better energy use. B. 56. Which of the following is the best meaning of the word absorb, soak up? B. 57. Which of the following practices is recommended? D. Turning off the lights when leaving a room. 58. The advertisement emphasizes that motion sensors are important because they do not waste energy. No, they are efficient and provide security. 59. Which of the following statements is not made in the advertisement? Lamps placed on the floor are better for energy efficiency. D. And 60. The information in the advertisement would be most useful to householders. B. And that is the end of the multiple choice paper. Thank you for watching.